Hello, welcome to Business News. Now, the monetary policy rate has been left unchanged now at 13.5%. It was left for the last time this year. The cash reserve requirement and liquidity ratio were also retained at 22.5% and 30% respectively. Lara Afolayan reports.
Last Monetary Policy Committee meeting for this year, the Apex Bank's governor now unveils the outcome of the meeting. Analysts had predicted a retention to allow for growth amid falling reserves and rising inflation. And this was indeed the monetary policy stance.
The MPC voted to 1. Retain the NPR at 13.5%, 2. Retain the asymmetric corridor at plus 200 and minus 500 basis points around the NPR, 3. Retain the CRR at 22.5 and retain the liquidity ratio at 30%.
External reserves have fallen below the $40 billion mark to $39.9 billion, but the Apex Bank maintains there is no cause for alarm. It also assures of improving banks' capacity to lend while ensuring non-performing loans remain low.
The size of loans that were granted by deposit money banks between the end of June and the end of October is well over 1.1 trillion naira. This is encouraging. And indeed, it helped a great deal in seeing to the fact that we have seen the output grow to the level that it is during the third quarter of 2019.
The Monetary Policy Committee pushed down key lending rates to 13.5% in March this year after holding them steady at 14% since July 2016. Lara Afolayan, TVC News, Abuja.
And back in Lagos, it's 2 months and counting since officers of the Federal Operations Unit Zone A of the Nigeria Customs Service sold off car shops in Lagos. Car dealers say customs action is frustrating their business and costing them huge losses, especially as the Yuletide draws near. TVC News correspondent Ifunanya Eze reports.
These car marts have been under lock and key for over 8 weeks. The Nigeria Customs Service had sealed off the premises, alleging that auto dealers were selling cars smuggled through the land borders and also underpaying duty on imported vehicles.
We're still waiting for them to come and unseal the place because we will refuse vividly that we are not going to pay any additional money on these cars you are seeing here because we all paid for these cars. They are not smuggled cars, we all paid for them. But what the customs are saying is that we underpay in some of them. And the argument is that if we underpay, all these cars come from Nigerian ports. And at Nigerian port, there's customs who give valuation to all cars. 2014 Camry, you go there, they'll give you valuation, how much you're going to pay.
But the auto dealers have consistently argued that the Nigeria Customs Service has not been transparent in its dealings.
There are custom officers named who have passed all these cars, who have examined these cars, who have given valuation, who has exited these cars. Let them prosecute them first if they are being transparent. So we should be hearing in radio and the news that, okay, customs have arrested so and so number of customs who are involved in these short payments. After which they will not come to us. Or they will say, okay, from this day onwards, any short payment that they are going to do XYZ.
A debt recovery committee set up by the customs to serve as a window for duty payments for vehicles without the right certification appears to be slowing down the process over complaints of server failure.
I don't know when they are going to be through with it because it's like it's taking time, as a matter of fact, because their server is too weak. Their server is not going at all. So when they are talking about 68 car shops being locked around us here, we don't know when we are going to be open. We're under confusion, put in by the Nigerian Customs to our business.
The Customs Federal Operations Unit Zone A has been unwilling to respond to TVC's repeated efforts to get further clarification on the matter. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
Now, the Director General of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Segun Kadiri, says there is need to further improve business relations with their counterparts from China. Mr. Kadiri was speaking at the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria Chinese Investors Forum on doing business in Nigeria. He says this will help to grow the country's manufacturing sector and make it more competitive. On his part, Chairman of the Chinese Investors Association maintained that Nigeria continues to be an investment hub that cannot be ignored by foreign investors. He wants cooperation between both parties to aid investment inflows.
We are looking to being able to make it easier for an average Nigerian businessman to relate with an average Chinese businessman, such that we'll be able to break down the barriers, those that are regulatory and those that are purely based on information that needed to be shared. Those are the initial take on this, and we are hoping to progress to the level of being practical in terms of assisting each side to go through the regulatory processes, to build confidence, encourage partnership, have synergy both in terms of investment and availability of science and technology and manufacturing practices.
I'm in Nigeria for 20 years. My dream is, before I come here to do business, to make money. Later, I'm setting up one association helping Chinese people. But now, while I do this event, I want Nigeria and China to be together. Before, I am doing my own. Later, I helping Chinese. Now, I want helping both sides, Nigeria and China, to hands to move forward.
Well, that's it on Business News.